Hello and welcome everybody to another StarCraft 2 cast by Glitch. Today, I am bringing to you some more games from ToD. Yesterday I casted a couple of PvZs from ToD, so today I'm going to be casting a PvT and a PvP from ToD's ladder game, so I hope you guys are excited as I am for these games. Spawning in the bottom right position as the red Protoss of Tal'Darim Altar, we have ToD. ToD, of course, plays for the Team Fnatic MSI, for those of you that do not know. His opponent today spawning in the bottom left position as the blue Terran, playing from Team Liquid. Does this guy really need an introduction? We have GLiTCHStarCraft. GLiTCHStarCraft is a Terran player that a lot of players know. Lots of people know GLiTCHStarCraft just because he's just really good. He's been training in Korea for oh so long. He's had so many different nicknames. I think the Gorilla Terran was the one that he was most well known for. And man, he's just a beast of a Terran player here. So he's going to be taking on ToD today. Now, I'm going to use this brief moment just to say that coming up in the future, I'm going to be limiting the number of uploads that I'm going to have for the rest of this week anyway, just because I am now, or tomorrow, I'm going to be moving back to San Francisco, back home to where I was born, and that is going to be able, well, my computer's coming down right after this, so I'm not going to have a computer, not going to be able to cast here for a little while, so I am going to have to halt on the casting for the rest of the weekend. Just wanted to let you guys know, so in case you are wondering what is going to happen to me, you can send me messages and things on Twitter. I will still be checking all of that stuff through other computers, on my laptop, all that kind of stuff. So I'm still going to be able to get messages on Twitter and on YouTube, so feel free to send me messages on YouTube, comment down below, or message me on Twitter at GLiTCHStarCraft, and that's where you can find me there. So let's be jumping into this game right now. So far we have seen ToD so far going for a very standard opening, getting up that gateway, getting up that gas geyser. Both players going to be scouting right now. This is of course the ladder version of this map, so it is, if you play on ladder, you know this version of the map. Very standard version of the map. No gas yet taken for GLiTCHStarCraft. Looks like he's walling off so far with a supply depot and a barracks at the front. I'm actually not sure if this is a complete wall off. No, yeah, you can definitely slip around there, and it looks like GLiTCHStarCraft is actually going to be going for a very fast command center here after only one barracks. So that is, of course, what we call the one racks expand. Now, Marines are being pumped out of this one barracks, keeping him at the top of the ramp here. Thought he might be moving out there, but it looks like no, just going to be repositioning it just a little bit. ToD going to be getting in here very soon to scout his opponent. Both players scouted in exactly the incorrect direction, so both players are going to get the latest possible scout on this map. Looks like ToD just about to get into the natural of his opponent. He is going to be throwing down a Nexus even before seeing an expansion from his opponent here. He's going to start to poke in here, and oh, with those two Marines, I think that probe is indeed going to go down, but he did scout the bunker going down, and that is usually a pretty good indicator that your opponent is going to be getting that command center up and running. He's most likely going to be getting up some kind of tech here very soon, or not necessarily tech, but maybe just a zealot, something to go poke in there and confirm that, yes, indeed, we do have a command center that is now down at the natural expansion. He wants to be absolutely certain that that is what is going down. We do now have two gas geysers going down for GLiTCHStarCraft, as well as a second barracks here. So going to have to see what he's going to be doing with some of that gas. We also see that ToD now sending out a couple of units across the map. One probe going across the map, as well as a stalker. I think sending the stalker out is actually a very good idea, because he really needs to get that scouting information, because you want to be well informed as to what your opponent is doing. And a stalker, since it is so fast, it is able to kite Marines and things. So looks like he's actually not going to be actually going for it, but ooh, it looks like he actually managed to scout this little SCV. Not quite. That SCV managed to just barely slip away, and ToD is going to have to go chase it down, see if he can't find it. We do have more gateways going down, as well as a robotics facility. Gonna bet that an observer is going to be coming out here very soon. Two gas geysers have been taken for ToD here at the main. The natural just got up and running, so he's just going to start mining on that. GLiTCHStarCraft is going to scout that that natural expansion is going to be down, and he's about to poke into the main and see what exactly ToD is doing. If we just check out the vision of GLiTCHStarCraft right now, he doesn't know about anything that ToD has quite yet, but that SCV is going to be making his way around, going to be scouting both those gas geysers, going to see that the cybernetics core is down, and he's actually going to be able to see that the gateway count. So he's going to see that there are 4 gateways up, and he's actually going to know that there is also... Oh no, he actually did not see that the robotics facility is down, so he's actually completely in the dark about the robotics facility. But that's not that unusual of a building to get at this point in time for a lot of Protoss players in this matchup. Continuing to get more and more probes up and running so far. If we check out the harvester count, looks like ToD is a little bit ahead, 35 to 30. That is, of course, normal in this matchup because Protoss players have Chrono Boosts to help them get out those workers, as we are seeing right there. Chrono Boost, for those of you that do not know, is going to increase the operating speed of a building by 50% for about 20 seconds, so that's going to help get out a lot of workers a lot faster. You can also use it to increase upgrades, but oh my goodness, what do we have here from ToD but a Warp Prism now moving across the map, and I think Jinro's army is all stationed out at the front of his base. He is not at all going to be aware that this is coming. This is something that he might have been able to guess if he saw the robotics facility, but without that robotics facility vision, he is not going to know at all that this Warp Prism is coming. There is an observer, 2 observers now on the way, as ToD is starting to produce a few units here at the front for a little bit of defense, but he's focusing mostly on getting up this Warp Prism. With these 4 sentries loaded in, he's about to unload them, and Jinro still has not at all reacted to this, and now 4 sentries being dropped down, throwing down those force fields, picking off the few workers that they got trapped in there, and it looks like Jinro now pulling back here with some Marine Marauder. Stim is on the way, but it is not yet complete. Neither is Combat Shield, and it looks like ToD actually just going to pick up and pull right out of there, and in the meantime, he's going to send this observer to the front of his opponent's base and scout exactly what is going to be going on there and what kind of units are being massed. No, it looks like that observer is actually just going to hang out at the front and watch for any kind of move outs here by Jinro, which is definitely something you want to do at this point in time, just because some players might feel like they, after losing a few workers, they might feel a little bit behind, might feel like they want to put some pressure back on their opponent. If we check out the workers killed count, looks like ToD got about 7 workers killed there in that little exchange, so not at all a bad trade for ToD there, especially considering that, well, he still has every single one of his units. The only thing he lost in that exchange is some of the energy on his sentries. Now ToD is going to be taking down the Destructible Rocks to his 3rd here, looking to expand very shortly. In the meantime, Double Forge has now just gotten up here for ToD. Gonna hopefully be seeing some upgrades here out of ToD, but Jinro is moving out with a rather large force right now. This is going to be some kind of a Ghost timing attack, as we do now have the Ghost Academy down, Engineering Bay and Factory now being thrown down here for Jinro as well. I'm trying to find that Ghost Academy. Did I not see it? Somewhere around here we've got a Ghost Academy, but it was not yet scouted, and I just can't find it. I don't know where we have that Ghost Academy. There? Oh, here we go, hiding all the way in the back corner, and I don't think that ToD actually did manage to see that at all. Let's check it. No, he actually does not have vision of that at all, but ToD is going to be dropping down Zealots in the mineral line of Jinro, and he really doesn't have much here to be able to deal with this. He's only got a couple of Marines and a few Marauders, and Jinro is actually losing a lot of workers to this exchange. ToD actually focusing them down one by one, and Jinro trying to find an opening to attack here, moving forward with some of his units, trying to move in one Marine at a time, trying to force some force fields here out of ToD. But if we check out the worker count right now, we can see that ToD is way up, 52 Harvesters to 37. That one Warp Prism manages to escape, but all those units were finally cleaned up here by Jinro. But Jinro has no reinforcements, and ToD is putting all of his units now into reinforcing this area right now. Force fields going down, beautiful force fields here by ToD. They're going to force Jinro to fight. Jinro really cannot retreat with those force fields in place without suffering heavy losses, and now ToD is just going to be chasing down those forces, and Jinro is going to GG out of this game, meaning that ToD is going to take the win. If we check out the Harvester count, I'm trying to see whether that win was, or that early GG was actually merited there by Jinro, but I don't know. He was down 12 workers there. ToD hadn't gotten that base up. I don't know that Jinro was completely out of that game, but I guess Jinro decided that he was just going to be a little bit too far behind and wouldn't be able to catch up from that, so he is going to be GGing out of that game. We are now going to be jumping into a PvP with ToD, and he's going to be taking on Hwang Sin, the Korean Protoss player. Very good player. Made it to the top 16 of the NASL, so stick with me, guys. We're going to jump into ToD versus Hwang Sin in just a moment, so stick with me.